Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks. Welcome to my channel. I think I forgot to turn off my Wi-Fi, which I need to do. And I don't know if I can do that now. Let's pray. What will happen? Should go through the cable now. So that should be a better connection. Hopefully. So nothing goes and pauses. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about getting unstuck from what some people might call, like, instead of writer's block, painter's block. So that does happen to me from time to time, and it's kind of like, what should I paint? And I've always try and get inspired by some of the photos on my phone, but there's so many that I end up just not painting. And then I feel like I didn't get anything done and I wasn't productive, and a whole bunch of other thoughts go through my head, and that just makes it worse. So if you're like me and you kind of get stuck from time to time on what you should paint, let's kind of talk about that today, and you can watch me as I paint something in my Bible. And I want to show you this Bible. So let me see if I can do my little overhead. So this is a Bible that I haven't really been painting too much in. I keep this by my bed, and it's a really pretty artsy Bible. And I have watercolored in it before. It's already, it's got all these different little drawings from the artist in it. And so it's called The Art of Life, Holy Bible. And it's already so pretty. Look at the cover, inside of the cover. It's got like this watercolor feel to it. And it's got so many cool things. I'm trying to think, who is the artist on here? I should have probably looked that up before I even told you about it. But what I think is really cool is just the different different little art diagrams in here, and it's just really so creative. So like I colored this in with colored pencils. That's the Garden of Eden. And I put something in the corner there. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Sorry about that. I know from last week we did a thing. Let me see. Now we get rid of that. Okay. We did, Jessica and I did a painting the masters, and what we did was so cool, and we both enjoyed it so much. Here's what we did. So this was mine, based off Van Gogh's The Cornfield, and this was hers off of Monet in the cliff, the people at the cliff. So aren't those just so cool? She did such an amazing job. And if you want to watch that, it's still up on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. But yeah, this is just an amazing little book right here. And you can, if you're not wanting to draw or figure out something yourself, you can go in here and just start painting. I love this, the ram. Maybe I should paint that. I opened randomly to this page, which with some water lilies, and it's in the book of Job. But look at the ram. And since we're starting our April pretty soon, this might tie into what I'm talking about too, which is an art challenge that I'm going to join. And maybe you guys want to join it with me. And I'll show you the thing. So here it is. This is a painting challenge, and this is off of, you can screenshot this if you're on your phone. If you're not on your phone, I'll be posting this somewhere on my social media, so you can be able to pick it out. But Tina's Diary, if you don't follow her on Instagram, she's amazing. She's a gouache painter, but her sweet little paintings are just like amazing, and she sends those out monthly to people. I guess if you're on her list, I guess, or her Patreon. I don't know how she sets that up. But she's just so much fun to watch. And so I think I'm going to be doing this. So like as you can see in the first slot, it's what does that say? It's so tiny I can't read it. Um yeah, I wish I could read things, but it's so tiny on my screen. Let me see. Blooming. So like maybe a flower. The second one is fluffy, so maybe a cat or a bunny. The third one is cottage, and it goes on and on. So you can see each day there's a prompt. So that's what's cool about challenges, is that they have little prompts. So if you have not done a painting challenge, I recommend doing that because it does help you get out of a rut, out of your unstuck feeling. So you just can kind of do that. Another thing is to just open something like this that's already got an image. You can just watercolor this. So that's what I'm going to be doing as we talk about some stuff. So I have my trusted cheapo paintbrush. I do have some nice paintbrushes too. Gotta have your nice ones. And I do have this, my little rigger, trusty rigger. And I don't know what this one is. It's a cat tongue, but I don't think I need it. I don't think I need a mop today. What do you think? No mops. Do I need a pen? I don't even know. I don't really do unboxing videos on this channel. I just kind of try to avoid buying too many things, but I do buy stuff from time to time. Michael's had a huge sale on these black velvet paintbrushes, and so you could get those for $20. They were really normally they're like 60 to 80 bucks, I think, so it was kind of a good deal. These ones I've had a while, so they weren't off of that deal, but there were some other ones that they had in the clearance rack or on clearance, so it was really, really good. So what I'm gonna do first, I think, is remember, this is a Bible page, and you don't want to saturate your page like you would watercolor paper. So that's what we're not going to wet the page first. What we do is we just kind of we rinse. Let me see if I can get some of this blue. I kind of want blue sky, you know. And move my little picture. So this is called the wet on dry technique, and we're just going to go around and go like that. And oops, went off the edge. You can always do something where you cover the bottom of the page so it doesn't go off like I just did. I'm not too concerned with it, to be honest. Sometimes you're like, oh, what are you doing? That is not going to look good. But you know what? I think it's going to look great. And again, today we're having a thunderstorm, just like last month or last week. So I don't really know why Mondays are thunderstorm days. It's kind of funny though. So look at that. I just did that real quick. I don't know if I can. That's the whole page, I think. There you go. So I guess it does get a little wrinkly, and I like that. That's something that appeals to me. So afterwards, the page will be a little crinkly, and I just like that. So now we're gonna do some of that brownish color, probably for the rocks, and just mix in. Maybe we could do it for the ground. But yeah, I started reading this book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Let me see if I can show you. Artist's Way. And what I love about her book is it connects art with God. And, you know, you may have different names for what you call the creator of all things, but to me, it's God. It's Jesus. And so this book, I haven't even gotten very far in my reading, to be honest, but it says to start with morning pages, which I want to kind of explore with y'all. And it helps you get unstuck. The morning pages do. Because you sit down and you write 3 pages of whatever's on your mind. And then you end up not being with all these thoughts stuck in your head. You put them down on paper, and that just makes. I need to go smaller. Hold on, I need a smaller brush for this. Sometimes you do need these little tiny brushes because you want to paint something really small. And I'm trying just to do the shadow side of these. I think it'll be good. But I would like to keep reading this book, actually, because I think it's going to help me in more ways than one. So a lot of times I have all these wonderful ideas in my head of what I want to paint or what I want to explore, and then because there's so many and they're just stuck in my head that I haven't put them on paper, they never come to fruition, which is kind of sad. So this book is suggesting that every morning you wake up and do your pages. So that's what I did this morning, the very first time. I opened up a journal that I have, and I just I wrote 3 pages. And she said, don't go back and reread your pages. Don't edit them. Don't do anything with them. You're supposed to just shut it and not go back. So that is what I kind of did. I was like, all right, we'll just let those pages sit where they're at. And so now I'm kind of like, what do I do next, huh? Well, I was like, I got to do my video. I have to finish a commission. If you want to see it, I can show you real quick. It's not done, but I'm going to be making this precious little puppy come to life on the paper. And I have actually two that are due. I don't know when they're due. Probably the end of April. So if you're like me and you have a deadline that's like kind of far in the future and you don't want to work on something, you need to give yourself maybe a made up deadline to do it. And so what I ended up doing was I'll show you when I was not painting that little puppy and I was waiting for a response from the client. I was like, what should I paint? And I want to paint something. So I was kind of like, what should I do? I'm just sitting here doing nothing. So guess what? This was on my phone. This bird's nest in my wreath on the door. So I'm like, I'll just cut some paper. This is only like 5 by 7. My painting's on the right, the photo's on the left, and I just really enjoyed painting that from that photo. And the little eggs and everything. Now they're actually hatched. The little babies have hatched. They're little fuzzy babies. Eyes are still closed. So tiny. And they're so cute. But, so yeah, I just enjoyed painting this. And, while I was waiting for a response from the client. So if you don't know what to paint, just take one of your photos too. And whichever one inspires you. So this nest, I love painting nests. I have so many paintings of nests, but it's just kind of fun. So if that's another thing that maybe you've taken a picture of something and you're like, maybe someday I'll paint that. Maybe today's the day. Just go for it, right? So now I'm just adding the shadow. Normally I don't paint the shadow first, but that I just wanted to do kind of first. And you know me, I can always do a close up if you want to see it close up, but I don't know if that's good or not. There's the close up. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to use kind of this yellow. See if I can mix it for you to see. So a yellow, and we're going to do the top part now. And see how that's just bringing that to life right there. And this is so great because I don't even have to think. I can just fill in whatever's right there. If I want to, I can do his body in this kind of a yellowish color. Can add some shadows later. But this is just kind of fun filling it in and having no real stress. This is non-stressful to me, just filling it in. Right? Look at that. We're doing so great. I add a little bit more yellow in here. And I like the contrasting colors of that. The yellows with the blue. And just kind of enjoying painting that whole thing. And what else? Should we put a little bit of this lamp black, which I have over on my other palette. Might switch up one more size because this is a pretty big animal. Want to have a little bit more. And that might be too much water. We'll see. Dab it out. And add a little bit more yellow on top of hair. Mixing that all together. Oh, another cool thing about getting unstuck is join a group on Facebook. So I just recently joined a group on Facebook. Well, you know, I've already been on Paul Clark's Facebook group, which I love getting inspired by the Saturday challenges that Margot sends out and all the different paintings that I see on there. They're just amazing. And of course, my friend Adela is always inspiring me with her works as well. And she's a great friend. Did I want that blue in there? I guess it looks okay. It's kind of weird to have a little bit of blue under there, but it's not too horrible. I'm going to sop it up a little bit. I don't know if I like it. Maybe more of that black on the back legs. Can you see what I'm doing? I need more water, but not too much because that'll be, I don't know what it'll do. It'll be too dark or too wet. We'll put it on this back leg. Will y'all hear that thunder? Woo. But yeah, I joined a plein air painting group local to my area, and I am looking forward to meeting with them. There are, I guess, some other watercolor artists in the group, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if the majority are oil painters. I don't know what they are. I've not really met them, just online. So I'm excited to meet with them in person. And look at the ram. He's looking so cute. I'm gonna put some brown. What about some brown? I'm gonna mix up kind of a dark brown with some black. See what happens. See what happens. I don't have a reference photo for colors or anything. I'm just gonna go for it, right? So now look at, I'm changing the color. I'm going over the top. And look at how that blends and looks so pretty. Isn't that cool? And this is also another thing I wanted to maybe start at my art studio is a paint and play. So kind of like a monthly get together where you can come, you can explore painting, different mediums maybe, explore different ideas for subject matters, things like that. So I really kind of want to start that. I think that would be a great social outing for people, and I think they would enjoy it. All right, so look at that. That is looking pretty good, I think. As the thunder says, yes. So see how it looks? It's looking pretty good. I haven't done the grass at the bottom, and I haven't finished painting the rocks. So sometimes painting the rocks. Let me see if I show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to mix up a real light gray now and just paint it on this side. So see how it's very light compared to the other side? And they already did the hatch marks on there. So it's not too hard to see where the shadow would be. But I do like that bluish gray. It's kind of cool. But now underneath our little guy here, we need to put a shadow. And so I like to mix a bluish Payne's Gray color and just kind of underneath, just add that. And see, isn't that kind of good? Kind of grounds him. And now we're going to work on these little things back here. So I could use my rigger. See how skinny and tiny it is? So I'll need some of those browns like we talked about, maybe some yellow and brown. I may not even follow the lines that well. Well, I like that. What do you think? And some right there. And I'm making my own, see? It's kind of cool to make your own. Because then that makes it your painting, right? And I'm having fun. And I'm learning what this brush size and everything is doing. So it kind of makes it really cool, what the effects I'm getting. I like that. Now there is a little twig in the foreground right here. Might put some brown on that. So we can get some on there. And you know, no painting is complete without some splatters. We like our splatters. So I'm going to splatter. And that just makes it look really pretty. If you get some splatters in the sky, just erase them with the tip of a clean brush. Clean dry brush. I really like how that's looking. Let's see how the whole thing looks. And see, ta-da! It's pretty much close to being done. And I just really like how it's looking. We could get more crazy with the colors, I think. Maybe a little bit more Payne's Gray. Little Payne's Gray. And see what that does. We could add some in there. That's kind of cool. Look at how it's just kind of popping. Pop. Pop. Love it. Do you love it? And that's quick. Like, you can do stuff like this really, really quick and not be stressed out by it. I think it's kind of a fun idea. I do like that this was already drawn on there for me. And see, it doesn't really bleed through. Bible paper is so cool. I wish someone could tell me what it's made out of, because it's just amazing. I might add some more dark Payne's Gray up towards the top here, just to make it darker. Because the contrast is what makes a painting, I think, really pop. So it just kind of looks really good when you do that. Doesn't that look kind of good? I think it looks kind of good. So see, the contrast is really popping. It's popping. And I did not look up any kind of reference photo, so I can't tell you if this is an accurate color for this little guy or not. But we are going to add some dark areas in his eye and in his ear and right there. See how I'm just doing that? Are you seeing the close-up? I could see if I can try and do close-up so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just adding in here a little bit of that dark Payne's Gray right in the certain spots, okay? And I can rinse my brush, dry it a little bit, and just kind of wiggle my brush in there. And when you wiggle your brush in there, it just kind of creates less of a harsh edge, and that makes it kind of cool. And you can get really good with doing this as you practice. And the whole point of doing that April challenge, I think, will be practicing. So you're going to learn to practice your painting skills. You're going to learn how to do so much with that. I do like using blues for shadows. So I'm just adding a little bit of blue here and there. And a little darker on that shadow, but you can't see it now because I zoomed in. There we go. So I'm just wiggling it just a little bit, making these areas just a little darker. I think it looks good. Ooh, that's a rolling thunder. So rolling. We can even add a little bit of blues on the horn. And that's what I love about stuff like this. You can get kind of creative with your colors doing stuff like this, because it frees you up to do what you want. You don't have to be like everybody else. You can do what you want to do. I could add some green, yellow green maybe, because he might want some greenery in his diet. Should all eat more greens, don't you think? So I'm just wiggling that out because it was kind of really green right there. And I use like the side of my brush a lot. So that's kind of how you can use it on, if this was textured paper, you could get like that dry brush technique and it would look really good. We'll get some more greens in there. Isn't that kind of pretty? I like that. Does it look good? Gotta look at it on the screen. It takes out the emotions and you can look at it kind of more objectively. So another thing you can do is just take a picture of it with your phone. So like I could take a picture of it with my phone, be like dong, 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 and look at it on my phone. So wow, look at that. It looks so good on my phone, right? I don't know what, there's some kind of magic in there, right? But yeah, that's something that I think I'm gonna do for April 1st. I'm probably, you know what I might do, you guys? I might do this thing where I'll videotape shorts of me painting the daily challenge, and then that will inspire you guys to paint as well. Let me see if I go like this. Hello. Anyways, so yeah, maybe we could do that. We could do something where I post a video and a minute or less, and just show you how I tackle doing the challenge every day. So that might be fun. And I know there's a hashtag involved with her challenge, and I can't remember what the hashtag is. I will put it on my social media. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'll put it there. If you follow me on Facebook, I'll put it there. And if you follow me on YouTube or TikTok, I'll put it there. And everybody will be able to find it. Also, I did update my website with some new classes if you are local to me in Southern Alabama. So check that out. It is www.stampinturtles.com. No G in Stampin'. So it's because it's based off of Stampin' Up, which I'm a demonstrator. And if you want some stamps or anything, I know the catalog is going to be ending in April, so you want to get those last minute deals before they're sold out. And there's some really cool new stuff coming that I just pre-ordered. So when that comes, I may do an unboxing for that. Because you know what? Y'all still like doing stamps, don't ya? And making cards. So I'm going to add card classes onto my repertoire of classes that I'm offering at my new art studio. So that'll be fun. And if you are local, come check me out April 5th at the Robertsdale Coliseum. We're going to be doing the Spring Fling hosted by Boss Babes, and you can look them up on Facebook and you can find out exactly where the Coliseum is in Robertsdale, and come by and support a good cause. They do charge, I think, $2 donation to get in, and that just goes to helping some local charities. And a lot of my friends are going to be set up. I don't know if Laura's doing her earrings or not. We've been so busy we haven't been able to connect with each other, but I do know that she is fabulous. And I just found, you know what I just found? I found a couple pairs of earrings because I was trying to clean up my, look at all that. That's wide open. But look at how cute. Aren't those so cute? I just found those. I'm like, oh, I could have been wearing those for Halloween, and I didn't. But these are just some ones that I think Bridget gave me. They're really pretty too. I love me my turtles. You know, I got my turtle necklace, everything turtles. Just because I have a bunch of turtles. Maybe I should bring one of my live turtles to show you one of these times. My in real life box turtle that I have. So they're really cute. And I don't know, I feel like we could just end today, but I gotta leave you with some scripture. And you know what happened to me? I didn't sleep that great. Okay, so 2:48 I woke up. And if you know me, you know what I do when I wake up in the middle of the night. I look up scripture for that time. And sometimes it works out great, and sometimes it does not work out great. But this time there was a couple different scriptures that popped up that seemed really relevant. And I'm going to see if I can find them again for you. So Daniel 2:48 was a good one. It says, then the king appointed Daniel to a high position, and he gave him many valuable gifts. He made Daniel ruler over the entire province of Babylon and placed him in charge of all its wise men. And that is striking me as something that maybe we don't want to acknowledge, but God does put people in charge. He does. He puts them, he appoints them. And sometimes we're not on board with what those people who are appointed are doing. But that doesn't mean it's not part of God's plan. And a lot of times we want to change our situation to fit what we want. And what God wants might be way better than what we think we want. I know you've probably seen that little meme of a little girl who God is saying, give me your little teddy bear, and he's got the big one behind his back to hand her. But he wants her heart. He wants to know that she will give this little teddy bear up to him as an offering. And then he'll be like, here's the bigger one. And so sometimes we're like, we want something different than what we have, but we're not willing to let go of what we already have. We're like too afraid to do that. So I feel like God is always working on me in that area. It's like, what are you hanging on to? Why do you not trust me for more and better? And it's like, you're right, I need to. So I really think that with Daniel being taken into Babylon, I mean, you would think that's a horrible situation, being a slave. But then what ends up happening is Daniel gets put in charge over the people in Babylon, the wise men in Babylon. He's in charge. And it's like, only God could do that, right? But one of the other scriptures that popped up when I was Google, as I like to say, Googling it, I think it was Luke. Was it Luke? Not everything has a 2:48. 48 is kind of a big number. But I think it was Luke 2:48, which is kind of funny because that's when Jesus was a preteen, and he was at the temple. And Mary and Joseph were worried to death trying to find him. But he had stayed behind at the temple and was basically telling people about God, which is so cool. And but they were so mad because they were anxious. Now, who on earth, if you're a parent, hasn't been anxious about your child? And so there's another thing that God has reminded me. Don't be anxious about your children because He's got a plan for my children. And so you might be worried as well for your kids. And what I end up doing is I just pray. Prayer is my weapon. And I pray for my kids. I pray for my husband. I pray for myself. I pray for my friends. I pray for my church. I pray for the leaders in my state. I pray for the leaders in my country. And I pray for the leaders around the world. And I just let God unfold the next day. And I go to sleep. But every once in a while, He wakes me up in the middle of the night. And so I look at my watch and I'm like, what is 2:48? And so I look it up on my phone and I find out what Bible verse is 2:48. And so there's a few of them, right? But that Daniel one, I think, was just reminding me not to worry about today's world and the circumstances of who's in charge, because God put those people there, and you don't have to worry if God put them there. And God did everything. He put me here. He put me on this channel. He put me in my kids' lives to be their mom. He put me in my husband's life to be his wife. And He put me in my friends' lives. And He actually has put the desire in my heart to be an artist. And that's why I really recommend this book, because I'm only I think I'm only on page 11. I don't even know. 12, 13, 14. I don't know where I stopped. But I ended up liking that morning pages idea. So waking up and doing 3 pages, just write 3 pages. And that's all you need to do. And that gets you unstuck for the day. And I really like it. So I think I might go drink a second cup of coffee and read some more in this book. And I might head over to my art studio and get some things prepared for my show on Saturday. Also, Jesse's birthday is on Friday, so I got to plan things for her. And just a big deal for everything in my life. Good things are happening. And I hope good things are happening for you guys. I love you and I pray for you. And I hope that you guys have a blessed day.